So if a girl asks you out, then she should be paying for it.
I'm not expecting that, but I'll offer to go Dutch in that case.
Why are you offering up a free meal?
Alright, welcome everyone. Right, I have a very important question to ask you guys. Everyone here has attached. Oh my, no. I mean, every. Oh, sorry. When you go on dates, who usually pays for the dates?
Oh, both of us.
Okay. Oh, as in you is you.
Me.
Okay.
Yes.
Depends. Mostly, I think we go Dutch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do y'all believe in going Dutch for dates?
No.
Oh. That was
Wait,
fast.
that was very fast.
That was like, oh. Okay, but I
Let's take a
also
step
don't. Okay, not say don't believe, but I also echo the sentiment that if the guy asks you out, he should pay for the date.
Yes. So if I ask the person out, obviously I'm paying, right? Because I ask you out, I'm asking you to invest your time and throw away your other plans to come out with me, right? So obviously I'm paying for it lah. Yeah, so that's my stance.
Okay.
So if a girl asks you out, then she should be paying for it.
I'm not expecting that, but I'll offer to go Dutch in that case.
Why are you offering up a free meal?
I don't know, I
It's a
just
very
don't
good
feel
question.
comfortable
Interesting.
having other people pay things for me.
Okay, what about you, Nicole?
I think if it's a first date, usually how it's happened is the person would offer to pay and I'll be like, you do that whole dance like,
But then,
like no. And then I guess it's a bit of like a courtship like ritual also, right? It's like if you both want to see each other again, then you'll be like, okay, he pays. The next one, I will pay.
right,
so I think like that's that. You gauge that. But then if it's okay, this is not working out on the first date, right? Then happy to go Dutch.
I feel like I have a lot of male friends who have the provider mindset. You know, like they go into these dates thinking, I cannot, like I'm a guy, I have to pay first. So they pay first, but then like
But who's
afterwards,
enforcing these ideas on them?
Yeah.
Are you expecting?
No, I don't expect a person to pay for me.
And when
to
you go on
cover-
dates, do you you will offer up?
Yeah, I'll offer.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll always offer.
It's like a misalignment in like what you're actually ready to do, and then this idea of the person that you have to be in front of like your date.
yeah.
Imposed by not your date.
Now we're talking about like first dates, right?
Correct.
But in relationships, do y'all split bills in half with your partner?
Yes. Primarily, we would split for a long time. So this is in a previously like very serious relationship. But then I think once my partner started earning significantly more than me, I started to get a bit uncomfortable with like, okay, we're going to dinner together, but you can afford this a lot better than me. Okay, so here's the thing, like he wasn't like against it, but I think he just never really thought about it because when we started out, we both earn about the same amount. But when this happened, then I was like, don't you want to provide for me?
Right.
Yeah.
But at the early part of your relationship, you were quite insistent on splitting everything half?
I think it felt fair because we were both earning similarly. And at one point I was earning a bit more just because I graduated first. So yeah, like during that that period of time, we would split everything quite fairly.
And then when he started earning like significantly more, how do y'all break down? Is it just like meals you go out and then is there a percentage like attached to it?
So we actually lived together. So we were renting, and when like his salary grew, he didn't want me to then like rely on him for rent. So what I did was that after we finished one lease and then we move on to the next, I continued paying the same amount, even though the new place was more expensive. So he made up the difference, and he was okay with that.
But
So
was the difference proportionate to how much you guys were earning?
no. But then towards in the last 1.5 years of the relationship, he would cover more meals, take me to nice places, and even like cover holidays and stuff to an extent. So yeah, that was how we did it.
I'm similar to Laura. I think generally I think I have fairly good financial sense and like I know how much my work is worth. So I think being paid fairly. But my partner earns an ridiculous amount more than me. I'm talking like I think 5-6 times. So
Wow.
it's quite a lot more. But I think my partner is just quite a self-aware individual in that like he knows that I'm younger and I earn a lot less, so he can afford it, so he will do it. So, but I think as we became like serious, I think we had that conversation. I actually approached the conversation and asked him like, how do you feel about you paying most of the time? Like, do you want to like split expenses? Like, is this something that we should talk about? And he was like, no, actually I'm very comfortable with paying. And he's like, yeah, I think it's fine. If it's not, then I will say. So yeah, I'll say I'm very lucky. He treats me very well. Anyway, on to you.
Okay, wait, so Nicole, if you earn like 5 to 6 times more than your partner, would you offer to pay more? And would you offer to like
The
cover
thought
a
has
lot more
never
things?
crossed my mind because
Let it
the
cross
reality
today.
the reality is that it is not that way. I'm inclined to say that I would lah. I think, let's say I was single now and I was earning like maybe like 5-6 digits, right? And then I were to date somebody who was earning a significant amount less.
4-digit only.
I think honestly it would be quite difficult. I think.
Why?
Yeah. I think I'll be happy to pay, but wow, it's difficult there.
No, but this is a very, I mean, they've studied this, right? About like hypergamy
Yeah.
for women. Like, you want to be with a partner that
It's of equal.
is of equal or higher
Yeah.
socioeconomic, social status, etc. I think if it was a more serious relationship, it would depend on what our goals are in life. Like, are we looking to have children? Do we want to buy a certain kind of house? Then if I feel like this person's dreams are much bigger than what they're on track to make for themselves, I might find that less attractive.
So I have this friend whose partner is earning more than him and like he constantly feels like the pressure to match up
Match up in terms of what?
financially lah.
Okay.
So like she earns quite a bit and her family is quite well off and her family will say like, okay, like if you want to buy like a house together and you need financial help, it's okay, we'll help you out. And he immediately feels like this pressure to, you know, pay more or like, oh, I need to work harder, I need to fight for that promotion harder because it feels a bit weird to have my partner contribute so much and me not contributing that much. Yeah.
I have something to offer. That's going to be a bit like rude.
Sure.
There's so many ways to offer support to your partner. That's not just
Yeah.
financial. You
Yeah, I was about to say also.
Yeah.
You could be the personality. Yeah. You could be the one
the
who makes...
personality in a relationship. No, like providing emotional support. You know,
Yeah.
No,
like,
I'm pretty sure they already do all that. It's just that
Money still
all things
becomes
being
a factor.
equal, finances is the one that's not equal.
I'm curious to know if your friend has ever gone on credit to match up.
That one I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't share that with me lah. But you know, I would imagine even if he goes on credit, the debt will be quite high.
If you feel the need to inflate your image into being someone who has like all these means and you can like afford this kind of lifestyle, and you in fact can't do that, right? Then maybe you shouldn't be dating.
So do you buy expensive gifts for your partner?
For my partner, yes, I try to lah.
So out of all the gifts that you bought for your partner, right, has any of them been on credit?
Yeah, for sure. I think in today's day and age, it's a bit hard to ignore the idea of spending on credit. But I think it's also about making sure that you have means to pay for it. Even before I make that purchase, I make sure that this is a money I'm okay with parting with.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And speaking on that, right, because there is a service actually that allows you to kind of like buy now, pay later. You all know this.
Yes.
Platforms that allow you to kind of like basically
Break down your
purchases
purchases.
like into smaller bits for over a few months or how many other months. Have y'all ever used any of this like buy now, pay later services?
I'm a beneficiary.
Okay.
A user.
Yes, I'm a user. So I never intended to use buy now, pay later, but I think there was this instance where I walked by, okay, I wasn't even planning on spending money that day, okay? It was like, I was in my flip-flops, I just went to eat dinner with my partner, we were walking around, digesting the food. Then I came across this, there was this booth lah, and they had a few massage chairs, like of which one of it is like a gaming massage chair. And then the salesperson was like, hey, come, sit down. And then I was like, okay lah, nothing to do, right? I go and sit, right? He's like, oh, this one's special one. Then he started the thing, and the moment the thing started like giving me the shoulder rub, right? I was like, die, I need to pay. Like it was such a profound and life-changing moment for
Wow.
me. And then the first thing I asked about, hey, how much is it? And then she checked the price, then she mouthed the price. It was 4 digits lah, by the way. I was like, wow, die, how am I gonna pay for this, right? Then the guy was like, oh, we have like this like Bmpl partnership thing, then you can break it up into like 3 milestone payments. Okay, so it wasn't that I couldn't afford it. I could afford it. If I wanted to part ways with that money, right, it would just be a bit like tough for me to do because the mentality you have with spending a large sum of money versus a smaller sum of money that adds up, right, is very different.
Are you done paying all your
Done, 3 months, done. And
How
I
long
didn't
have you
even
had
feel
the
pinch. Yeah.
Every time I'm on a Zoom call with him, he's
Yeah.
on that massage.
No, it's amazing. Like when I take Zoom calls, right, I'm literally having a massage.
Did it make you want to buy more things after using BNPL?
No. The question I always ask myself isn't whether it's affordable or not. It's whether I want it or not. So if I want something, right, I usually go with the easiest way to get it. But it doesn't mean that I'm suddenly compelled to buy this thing because I get to use BNPL.
You want that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but you talk about wants, right? I feel like a lot of what I see for BNPL are at those fashion stores, makeup, like and all that, right? So it caters to a lot of what people want to buy.
Yeah, I think like that conversation delves into what's a want and what's a need, right? If we already want it and you can afford it, I don't think there's any harm in using it because of course there are also perks. But that's not the point. The point is you need to be able to afford it. Right? If you want it, if it's like a impulse purchase, right? It goes a bit counter because if you are BMPLing the impulse purchase, right? Doesn't the impulse go away after the first payment? I used to be like someone who will regret some of my purchases. I'll buy some. I'm never using this. Why did I buy this? But you know, with BNPL, that buyer's remorse is more agonizing because you're just like, oh, I have 2 more payments. Yeah.
Okay, so I personally don't use BNPL, and that's because I'm the kind of person that is prone to impulse purchases and I want a lot of things, right? So I'm very careful about I will not get into platforms that enable that for me. If you were talking about offering like BNPL in like furniture stores, those kinds of places where like the items are more big ticket and more long term in utility, I think I'm more okay with it. But the fact that it's being introduced at like fast fashion stores where the purchases may not be that considered and you are also selling to young people who may have like poorer impulse control,
Exactly, yeah.
that to me is a bit dangerous, it's a bit like unethical, especially when, for example, you're a 16-year-old kid who just gotten their first part-time job.
So speaking on that, like I hear a lot of Gen Zs, millennials actually using this service, and it's quite scary because I read an article that there's this one person, I think she is a Gen Z, I believe, and then she spends on like makeup products and all that that she sees her friends have and she wants the same as well, but she ends up living almost like paycheck to paycheck, trying to pay off like every single purchase like the following month. It's very important to have that kind of financial responsibility and know what you're getting yourself into before you use such services. Yeah.
I'm a bit, I guess, more neutral towards all this
Okay,
because
okay.
I think that the issue is not with buy now, pay later. I think that actually, if anything, it has made some purchases a lot more convenient for people and for individuals in countries where, you know, like credit cards are not as accessible. I think the danger is not so much the mechanism of the payment, right? Because even if you go to like a makeup store, there's going to be like reward cards. You know what I mean? They're like, sign up and you get $10 off, or you go to like e-commerce platforms and it's going to be like, yeah, you know, you shop live with us, you get like $20 off vouchers, right? So buy now, pay later as a tool can be dangerous in some ways, but I think the bottom line is that like, yeah, you need that sort of like financial sense and yeah lah, don't go over lah, you know what I mean?
Do you feel like younger people are more susceptible?
I don't think it's a young person thing. I think
It's a general
I think
thing.
it's like there are generations of people overspending. Like my aunts are overspending because they are on like
Okay.
like the live platforms.
Throwing your hands under the bus.
Spending as a concept is not a younger person thing.
Okay.
But obviously younger people have less means to spend because we're also assuming that, you know, their earning power is lower lah.
The reason why I think that maybe young people are a bit more susceptible is because Gen Zs grew up on the internet. And with social media, like the marketing is everywhere. You take out your phone and you're just trying to keep up with what your friends are doing on Instagram and you are being sold something all the time. You're just receiving way more exposure to stimuli that's telling you to spend money, buy something, and buy this version of yourself, buy this lifestyle, buy this experience, and it takes more work to fight that off and to be very, very firm on your values and say like, yeah, I don't need this.
But why do you think that young people are more susceptible? Because the older generation gets the same level of exposure, right?
Okay, so that's fair. Then the bottom line is just when you market all these services and you say like, you can get what you want now, anybody who is more impulsive, anybody who is maybe even just an emotional shopper, they are more vulnerable.
Do you have any advice for people who want to use this service, this BNPL service?
Like Nick and Yu Heng have said, it's about knowing when something is a want and when something is a need.
And I think the other thing is also that if you are impulse shopper, I don't know how helpful it is, but I
Don't
think
do it. If you're an impulsive shopper, if you're an emotional shopper, and you're the kind who's like, and like you're like, everything is just like your whole body and your mind is like, buy it, you're gonna be so happy. And you buy it, right? And then 15 minutes later, you're like, oh my god, did I really need it?
I'd say, really just take a moment.
Yeah.
Maybe walk out, close that tab, you know, and then go to sleep. Think about it. Then in the morning when you still want it, think about it again. I don't know, just go through a few processes. Like, I think that's important.
It's true.
So to summarize, right, I'm gonna give everyone this very condensed version of like rules you should live by. Okay, first of all, don't trust the ads.
Okay.
Don't trust the ads.
Second of all, listen to your wallet, not your heart.
Okay.
Do not YOLO. Okay, and more importantly, you don't think about overspending when you start spending. That's how you end up overspending.
Okay.
Right? Because you when you buy something, you don't think about, oh, I'm going to overspend on this. You think about what a great deal this is. You buy, right? And then all of these purchases add up, whether you're using credit, BMPL, whatever, right? So, more of the story is, trust your wallet.
The consensus I hear is to be financially responsible. Yeah, to make sure that you don't defer on your payments. You make sure even whatever methods you're using, installment plans, BNPL, credit card, that you are responsible and that you know what you're getting yourself into when you make all these purchases, like using all these platforms.
I feel like people need to admit to themselves if it's difficult for them to manage their money. Like, you need to be able to say to yourself, like, I know it's hard for me to keep track of all my purchases. I think everybody needs to own the reality of how they can manage their finances. So if you are the kind that like a bit more like impulsive, a bit more emotional, spending on credit, using buy now pay later is more dangerous.
So I think we just need to have in mind that we will repay on schedule and that we need to be responsible when you use these platforms. Yeah, and it was very fun actually talking about adulting topics with all of y'all, and we should have these discussions more. Okay, yeah, so that's all for this episode today. If you want to hear more adulting topics, can let us know what you want to hear about, and you will see same faces maybe-ish next time. Yeah, but that's all for today.
Cheers to that.
We can cheers, I guess.
My feet's cramping. My
Cheers.
foot's cramping.
Cheers. Bye-bye.